Well then, Patrick Cutrone looks like he's finally leaving Wolves, something that we probably didn't expect so soon, and I didn't expect today to be making this video. Of course, yesterday we updated you with the latest transfer news, basically saying it looked like Cutrone was going to be staying today, well, for the rest of this month and for the rest of this season at Wolves. But it's taken another U-turn today, and we're going to be talking about that as well. As be sure to hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys, and let me know your thoughts on this situation down below. A bit of a confusing one with Patrick Cutrone and Wolves. Let's start off at the beginning. So, of course, in the summer of 2019, the start of this current season, Wolves managed to sign, after a while, you could say, because it was a while, managed to sign Patrick Cutrone. It was on the 30th of July 2019, and of course they signed him on a 4-year deal from AC Milan. In the end, the total of the fee in sterling was about £16.2 million. My initial reaction as a fan was, wow, I thought Cutrone had high potential. I thought, from what I'd seen, he was a great player, and I thought he was a massive and a great option for Wolves. And he definitely suited what Wolves were after. Wolves were definitely after that younger, higher profile player, and I think Cutrone fitted that quite well. As we expected, and we've seen it with a lot of players, especially since Wolves have been in the Premier League. It's taken players 4 or 5 months to break into the Wolves first team setup. We've seen it a lot with Leander Dendoncker. We've even seen it with Adama Traore, and we can see how good he's been recently. But Patrick Cutrone didn't really get in the game time, wasn't really getting the starts. His game time has been very, very limited. Just 291 minutes of football in the Premier League this season. A little bit less, well, a little bit more actually overall in the Europa League in all competitions. He played a part in every group stage game in the Europa League, played a part in 4 of the Europa League qualifying games as well. So he's got minutes there, and he played in both of the EFL Cup games, grabbing himself a goal against Aston Villa. But the game time in the bread and butter, such as your Premier League, is very, very limited, which is probably what you expect when you've got a striker such as Raul Jimenez in front of you at the moment. But I think it took Patrick Cutrone a lot of convincing to leave his boyhood club in AC Milan, and I think he was probably expected to play a little bit more football this season, and he hasn't quite got that. So I think it was in late November, early December, there were rumours about his future, about Cutrone being unsettled, and about there being interest from clubs in Italy. His agent, about a few days later, actually rubbished that, said he was fine in Wolverhampton. But these rumours just seem to continue, seem to carry on, seem to capture the Italian press quite a lot. And I've seen various clubs interested with him. Genoa, Fiorentina are the team who have most strongly been linked, to be honest. Which has given us a little bit of a interesting saga, especially in the last week or so. With Patrick Cutrone and with Fiorentina. It started off last Friday, Nuno in a press conference saying he didn't know what Cutrone's future was. We'd have to wait and see whether he would be at the club in January, which I think surprised a lot of fans, to be honest. Nuno very rarely comments on transfer rumours and availability of players such as that. And then Cutrone was completely out of the FA Cup squad against Manchester United in a game you would probably expect Patrick Cutrone to have started in, to be honest. So that was a big shock. And it was known that he was in Italy. It was his birthday over that weekend as well. So he was in Italy. And actually there for a little bit longer than expected. So it was clear to see that Fiorentina were closing in on a deal. Cutrone actually stayed in Italy for an extra day this week to see if Wolves could close the deal. This is the pretty, I'd say funny part in hindsight. He was made to stay in Italy to see if they could complete a deal. Obviously, whilst he was there, they could do everything. It looked like a deal was off, or Wolves and Fiorentina could not agree on a deal. So Cutrone came back to Wolverhampton as the deal had stalled. He was back in training today in Wolverhampton. And now it looks like the deal is back on, and it looks like Patrick Cutrone will be travelling back to Italy for a move to Fiorentina. So the ins and outs of it, of course, Wolves signed him, as I said earlier, for £16.2 million from AC Milan. Now this deal, we'll see obviously Cutrone go back to Italy to play for Fiorentina. an 18-month loan deal with an obligation to buy at the end of that time. So this deal overall is going to be worth 18 million euros, 15.3, around about 15.3 million pounds. It looks like on the surface that Wolves have lost out actually on a little bit of money on this deal. However, with clauses and so on, we don't know the exact amount. Wolves may well have just broken even. But this has been reported heavily that the loan fee, the initial fee that Wolves are going to get is 2 million euros, and the remaining 16 million euros will be paid in the summer of 2021. So not the end of this season, but the end of the following season. Not been a great season for Fiorentina. They're 15th in Serie A, top goal scorers. I've just got 3 goals, so they really need a hitman up there, and they're hoping that Cutrone can go and do that. It's a shame because 22 years of age, I think we all expected a little bit better from Cutrone, but as I said, he's had very, very limited game time. I am disappointed that we're seeing the back of him so early on, to be honest, but Wolves can't just let him go for game time for free. This club now are moving very, very quickly. They need financial backing. So if we were to get rid of Cutrone, we needed someone that, you know, we needed money to come in so we could bring someone else in. It's obviously not worked. There is that age-old sort of thing against Italians coming into England, into the Premier League. We've seen it with Moise Kean as well at Everton, just really struggling to get going. Is that a thing? It's very rare that an Italian can come over here and do the business. And unfortunately, it seems like Patrick Cutrone, who was a player that came with such high potential, it just hasn't quite worked out for him. As I say, I'm disappointed as a Wolves fan, but Wolves said they wouldn't let him go unless there was a replacement coming in. So we can hope that a replacement is now imminent for Wolves. But best of luck to Patrick Cutrone. I really hope the best for him. There were rumours again yesterday that Wolves were banking on maybe getting a buyback clause. There's been nothing reported of that I've seen today, but maybe in the next few days some more information may come out on that. But Patrick Cutrone to Fiorentina looks like that could be closed before the end of the week. It's a shame, but Cutrone, thanks for your hard work in such a short period of time. Best of luck back in Italy. And guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on this. Is this the right or wrong move for Wolves? It's clear to see that he's homesick. He's not enjoying life in England. And Wolves are going to move, obviously, for another striker now. Let me know your thoughts. Be sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys. Until next time, I'll see you all very, very soon.